"Stop kicking me, please!" Carla cried out, curling behind the service counter, arms shielding her face from the next blow. The man in the $5,000 suit kept coming, rage twisting his features. "You useless idiot! That was a $300 bottle of Bordeaux you just dumped on me!" Green Valley Restaurant froze solid. Knives hovered over steaks. Conversations died mid-sentence. Every head turned toward table 12. Roberto Mendez, city famous for flashy property deals, was completely unhinged after Carla accidentally brushed his chair while serving another party. Carla Santos, 29, had worked here 3 loyal years, always first in, last out, never once complaining about unpaid overtime. A single mom to 7-year-old Isabella, she treated every tip like tuition money for the business degree she was quietly chasing. Right now, though, she looked small and breakable. "Trash like you shouldn't even be allowed in a place this nice," Roberto roared, loud enough for the entire room to hear. "Go back to whatever favela you crawled out of." No one saw the man at table 23. Dressed in a plain gray shirt and faded jeans, he had been eating alone, same seat, twice a week for 6 months. Same simple order, same generous tip, same quiet respect for every staff member. Fernando Silva, 45, looks like any regular guy who drove a beat-up pickup, but his eyes weren't shocked like everyone else's. They were measuring, calculating, coldly patient. Roberto kept screaming, "Somebody get this animal away from my table before I break something else." That's when Fernando stood. Not fast, not loud, just the calm motion of a man finishing his meal. Yet something in the way he moved made Roberto's voice falter for half a heartbeat. "Pardon the interruption," Fernando said, voice low but carrying like church bells. "I think we have a misunderstanding." Roberto spun toward him. "And who the hell are you? Her knight in shining rust?" "Just a customer who saw everything," Fernando answered, meeting Carla's eyes for a fraction of a second. In that glance, she caught something electric. Not pity, but recognition, respect. He'd been watching Roberto for weeks, not just tonight. And tonight was the night he'd been waiting for. Roberto kept spitting venom, now at both of them. Carla felt tears burning, but beneath the fear, something else stirred, an odd, growing calm, as if the worst moment of her life was secretly the doorway to something enormous. Manager Peterson finally rushed over, sweating, more worried about keeping his VIP happy than protecting his employee. "Mr. Mendez, sir, let's handle this discreetly." "Discreetly?" Roberto laughed. "She ruined a shirt worth more than she makes in a month. I want her fired. Tonight, or every corporate event I book here walks." Carla's stomach dropped. That job was rent, school supplies, health insurance, the only thin thread holding her and Isabella above water. "I'll pay for the shirt," she whispered, voice shaking but unbroken. "I can do installments." "You'll pay, and you'll pay for wasting my time." Fernando pulled out his phone. "Excuse me one moment," he dialed. "Amanda, it's Fernando. Send the legal team. Now." Roberto rolled his eyes. "What, you're calling your lawyer because your girlfriend can't pour wine?" Fernando hung up, looked Roberto dead in the eye, and smiled the smallest, coldest smile. "I'm calling them because you just assaulted an employee on camera in a restaurant I'm about to own." The entire room inhaled at once. Carla stared. The quiet, regular, twice a week was what? Fernando turned to her, gentle but firm. "Carla, start writing down everything. Time, exact words, witnesses, every detail." She nodded, hands already reaching for a pen. Roberto scoffed. "This is ridiculous. Who do you think you are?" Fernando finally answered. "Fernando Silva, CEO of Silva Holdings. We buy struggling restaurants with toxic management and turn them into something worth keeping." He gestured toward the entrance as Amanda strode in. Sharp suit, sharper briefcase, followed by 2 lawyers. "Show him," Fernando said simply. Amanda laid out folders like playing cards. 7 confirmed labor board violations for racial discrimination, 16 wrongful terminations of black employees, 3 pending lawsuits for pay theft based on skin color, 2 city contracts won with insider tips from Councilman Mendez, while Roberto was sipping cocktails in the Maldives. Roberto went the color of old paper. Then came the tablet. 2 months of crystal-clear footage of Roberto screaming slurs, belittling staff, treating white customers like royalty and everyone else like dirt. "This is illegal surveillance!" he choked. "Public space," Amanda replied coolly. "Perfectly legal." Fernando faced the packed restaurant. "I've been eating here twice a week for 6 months, watching who really runs this place. And it isn't the man throwing tantrums." He turned to Carla.
You said you want to study business. How does 35% ownership and full control of the redesign sound? Manager Peterson tried to protest. He hadn't agreed to sell. Amanda slid one last document across. We bought your bank debt 3 weeks ago. The restaurant is already ours. We're just deciding who deserves to run it. Roberto made a final desperate lunge toward the door. Fernando's voice stopped him cold. Your father received the dossier an hour ago. He's drafting a statement disowning you as we speak. Roberto stumbled out into the night. The restaurant erupted in applause. 6 months later, the sign read, Green Valley Community Kitchen and Training Academy. Carla, now managing partner, watched teenagers from the neighborhood graduate the culinary program she built. Isabella did homework at the best table in the one once reserved for VIPs. Fernando dropped by with fresh certificates. 12 new graduates this week, 3 already hired by our other locations. Carla smiled, remembering the night she hid behind the counter. Roberto, bankrupt, divorced, selling flooring samples door to door, praying no one recognizes him from the viral video titled Rich Man Kicks Waitress, Instant Regret. Some nights, she still wakes up hearing that shouting voice. Then she looks around at the thriving restaurant she part owns, the kids learning real skills, the community that finally feels seen. And she whispers to the dark, Thank you for kicking me, Roberto. You kicked me straight into the life I was meant to have. The best revenge isn't watching them fall. It's rising so high, they become a footnote in your success story.